Hi guys, okay, today I'm going to show you how to make chocolate chip cookies. So this is what we'll need. You need about 125 grams of butter, 100 grams of light brown sugar, you need 125 grams of caster sugar, 1 egg which will just lightly beat, you need 225 grams of self-raising flour, you need chocolate chips. In today's recipe I'm going to make half with chocolate chips and half with just these dried raisins. You need vanilla extract, just 1 teaspoon, and just a pinch of salt. Right, so that's the ingredients. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is preheat the oven. So I'm just going to turn that on now. Then we want to preheat it to about 180 degrees. And that's it. Right, so what we're going to do first is we have to cream the sugar and the butter together. So I'm just going to use this glass bowl, use quite a big one. And here I've got 100 grams of the light brown sugar. I'm just going to pop that into the bowl. And then the next ingredient I'm going to add is the caster sugar. I've got 125 grams, so that goes in. So the next ingredient is we're going to add the 125 grams of butter. And what I've done is I've just cubed it and make sure it's at room temperature as well. That just makes creaming it into the sugars a lot easier and it won't take as long. So that's 125 grams of the butter, 125 grams of the caster sugar, and 100 grams of the light brown sugar. So I'm just going to add that in. Just put that all in. Okay guys, so I've just finished creaming the butter and the sugars together, and what you'll get is this kind of grainy consistency and kind of clumps together. But that's going to make the cookie really kind of soft and chewy. Right, so the next ingredient we need to add into here is the egg and the vanilla. Okay, so what I've done there is just beaten the 1 egg, and I've already added in the 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just beaten that lightly, and then I'm going to add that into our mixture. Okay, so I've beaten in the egg and the vanilla. Once you first start to do that, it'll look like it won't come together, but if you just be persistent, it'll eventually come into this kind of consistency, and that's what you want. So it's quite smooth at the moment. And the next ingredient we're going to add in is the 225 grams of self-raising flour, and we've got to sift that into our mixture. Right, so I'm just going to sift in the flour. Sifting in the flour will make sure that the dough is really light, and that's what's going to make it chewy as well. It's going to add air into the mixture. So all we do now is just going to mix the flour in with the rest of the ingredients. Before we mix the flour in with the wet ingredients, we're just going to add a pinch of salt. So when you've beaten in the flour, what you should get is this sort of consistency. It's quite thick, but it's still quite wet. And then what you'll do now is we'll add in our chocolate chips. What I'm going to do is I'm going to half this dough, and I'm going to put 1/2 with raisins and 1/2 with the chocolate chip. So I've added the chocolate chips into this batch that I'm going to make chocolate chip cookies with, and I took about less than half here and just going to add raisins into this one. Right, so next I've just lined 2 baking trays with some greaseproof paper, and this is going to make it a lot easier for transferring the cookies and when you want to let them cool. I'm just using any type of greaseproof paper. And this is our mixture. So that's the one with the chocolate chips, and this is the one with the raisins. So what I'll do is I'll probably just grab golf ball size, roll them into balls, and then put them on the baking tray. Okay guys, so what I've done is I've just got that amount and rolled it in my hands to make like ball shape. And the heat from your hands will make it really easy to roll them up because it'll melt the butter. And here I've got chocolate chip ones, and here are my raisin ones. So I'm just going to put them in the oven, and they'll only take about 8 to 10 minutes, but just check on them and take them out when you think they're at the right consistency. So I'm just going to put them in the oven now. I'm just going to set the timer for 10 minutes, and I can check them about when 7 minutes are through. Okay, so I've just taken out the cookies. They're about 8 minutes, and this is what they'll look like. These are the raisin ones, and as you can tell they still look quite moist, and that's what you're looking for. And these are the chocolate chip ones. So I normally get about, say if they're all chocolate chip, I'll get about 24 out of that batter. So they're good for, you know, saving money rather than going out to buy them. They're really quick and easy to make as well. So I hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you try the recipe and let me know what you think.